Welcome to today's Explainer. I am so thrilled you're here. Look, today we're unpacking some truly incredible source material all about an organ that is literally working tirelessly for you right this second, entirely behind the scenes. We're talking about your liver. We're going to distill down the absolute best, scientifically backed ways to clean out and actually repair your liver using everyday foods. So whether you're feeling a bit sluggish, maybe battling some stubborn inflammation, or you just want to optimize your body's performance, you are absolutely in the right place.
Okay, let's kick things off with a massive myth bust. For years, right, people have treated the liver like it's some kind of dirty sponge just soaking up and holding on to poisons and chemicals from the environment. But listen, unless you actually have a fatty liver where toxins are getting trapped in the fat cells, that is completely false. Your liver is a highly efficient detoxification engine. It's a processing plant on a storage unit. When it's healthy, it actively breaks down and gets rid of poisons. It definitely doesn't hoard them.
Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today's Explainer. We'll hit 4 main stops: the misunderstood liver, your body's chemical factory, signs of liver trouble, and finally, the top foods for liver health.
All right, moving right into part 1, your body's chemical factory. 500, get this, your liver actually performs a staggering 500 different functions every single day. Now, we definitely don't have time to run through all 500 right now, but one of its absolute most vital jobs is making bile. You can think of bile as this heavy-duty biological detergent. It basically helps you break down dietary fats so you can extract all those essential nutrients. Without that detergent, those healthy fats you're eating are just going to pass right through you. And check this out. A massive 80% of the cortisol floating through your bloodstream originates right here in the liver. Now, I know cortisol gets a pretty bad rap these days, but it's actually the main anti-inflammatory hormone in your body. It's your primary way of adapting to stress. So if your liver is struggling, your cortisol levels drop, and suddenly you can't handle stress and you just feel completely overwhelmed. On top of all of that, your liver is a serious hormone factory. It pumps out something called IGF-1, which stands for insulin-like growth factor 1. Think of IGF-1 as kind of an extension of the famous human growth hormone. It's an anabolic hormone, which means it's actively out there helping you burn fat, build strong muscle, process proteins, and even tap into your stored sugar reserves for energy. It helps to picture your liver as a biological post office. First, it takes dietary sugars, your carbs, and uses them to manufacture cholesterol. Then it uses that cholesterol as the fundamental building block to create steroid hormones, things like estrogen, testosterone, and even vitamin D3. But here's the catch. Hormones can't just float through the blood easily on their own. So the liver actually packages them into proteins to safely transport and deliver them throughout your whole body. It even uses those proteins to buffer the hormones so your levels stay perfectly balanced. This, by the way, is exactly why certain medications that forcefully block cholesterol production can sometimes trigger a ripple effect, totally messing with your body's ability to make these crucial hormones.
So, what happens when things go wrong? Let's get into section 2, signs of liver trouble.
Listen, if your liver gets inflamed, it tries to heal itself with scar tissue. Over time, that can lead to cirrhosis and a serious loss of function. And the early warning signs? They aren't just abdominal pain. You might actually experience unexplained itchiness all over, or jaundice, where the whites of your eyes and your skin take on a yellow tint. You've got to pay close attention to lethargy and unexplained nausea too. Oh, and here's a huge misunderstood symptom: achy, stiff joints. So many people blame their joints for chronic inflammation or arthritis when actually it's a liver problem. Lowered cognitive function, or brain fog, and developing gallstones are also major red flags that your liver is really struggling to produce enough of that bile detergent we talked about. Okay, here's the good news. Section 3, top foods for liver health. Number 1 on our liver healing toolkit is the mighty cruciferous vegetable family. We're talking kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, radish, arugula, wasabi, and mustard greens. You can super easily add these to your meals, but, and this is a big but, here's the real secret. You want to eat them in their raw or sprouted forms. Why? Because the heat from overcooking literally destroys the specific enzymes you need to unlock their liver healing superpowers. If you absolutely have to cook your broccoli, just make sure you throw a handful of raw radish or broccoli sprouts on top, or add a little raw mustard just to sneak those vital enzymes back into the dish. Now, the reason these veggies are the absolutes, undisputed kings of the liver diet is because they are loaded with a natural phytonutrient called sulforaphane. And this compound
It's incredible. It heavily detoxifies the liver, rapidly clearing out everything from excess caffeine to harsh drugs, chemicals, and everyday poisons. It literally helps strip the fat right out of a fatty liver and actively blocks inflammation and insulin resistance, protecting your blood sugars in the process. And the source material on this is just mind-blowing. Check out this quote. Eating these veggies upgrades your liver's detoxification power well into the future. Get this, even 2 full weeks after you stop eating cruciferous vegetables, your liver is still functioning at an enhanced level. How crazy is that? It's literally a compounding investment in your own health. Moving right along, next up is garlic. Garlic is a true superfood, heavily loaded with sulfur, which is a brilliant compound for detoxifying. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant that uses its high sulfur and vitamin B1 content to literally strip dangerous fat right off the liver. And as a bonus, it acts as a phenomenal natural antibiotic, fighting off bad bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Next on the menu is turmeric. This should be your absolute go-to spice for serious, deep-level cellular repair. The active phytonutrient in turmeric is curcumin, which is an absolute powerhouse for crushing inflammation. It actually stabilizes the mitochondria in your cells, and that is deeply important because damaged mitochondria are very often the starting point for cancer. Turmeric really goes above and beyond here. It actively flushes heavy metals like lead and mercury right out of your system. It also dramatically decreases liver fat, especially if you pair it with a low-carb diet and some intermittent fasting. To give you an idea of how powerful this is, the source highlights a case study of someone who severely damaged their liver through years of taking way too much Tylenol. Well, by taking daily turmeric, not only did their chronic headaches completely vanish, but their severe long-term liver damage actually started to heal. That's just wild. All right, next we have beets. Now, beets have long been famous for helping detox the liver and dropping high liver enzymes. The pigments in beets are hepatoprotective, which is just a fancy way of saying they build a shield around your liver cells to protect them from damage. They massively reduce inflammation, which actually puts the brakes on the scarring process of fibrosis and cirrhosis. Plus, they trigger the release of bile salts to help sweep out liver fat. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Look at that number, 6.7. A lot of folks on keto or low-carb diets are terrified of beets because of the sugar content. But listen, if you steam them instead of juicing them, half a cup only contains 6.7 grams of carbs. It's perfectly safe because the natural fiber that's left in the steamed beet acts as a buffer. It completely minimizes any crazy insulin spikes. Let's keep expanding this dietary toolkit with mushrooms and avocados. These are the ultimate inflammation fighters. Adding just one single avocado a week to your diet or tossing in some turkey tail and oyster mushrooms introduces a crucial compound to your system that is basically armor for your liver cells. That compound, it's called glutathione. Both mushrooms and avocados are absolutely packed to the brim with it. Glutathione is the master antioxidant for the liver. It drastically lowers inflammation, which is mission critical, because unchecked, chronic inflammation is exactly what paves the road to hepatitis, fatty liver disease, and eventually cirrhosis. Finally, we have extra virgin olive oil. And don't worry, you don't need to be drinking it by the glass. Just a tiny daily dose, literally 1 small teaspoon mixed right into your salad dressing, can create huge improvements in your liver enzymes. It's a fantastic anti-inflammatory that shrinks liver fat, reduces insulin resistance, and vastly improves your body's overall insulin sensitivity. I want to leave you with this incredibly empowering thought straight from the source material. Out of all the organs, the liver is the most robust. It can take a beating and it can bounce back. Honestly, the human body is just amazing. People have literally destroyed large portions of their liver and still survived, just because it only needs a small functioning fraction to keep you alive. So no matter what you've put your body through in the past, your liver is rugged, it's forgiving, and it is ready to regenerate right now if you just give it the right fuel. So as we wrap up our explainer today, I've got a challenge for you. Take a look at the meals you have planned. Are you going to sprinkle some raw broccoli sprouts on a salad? Maybe whisk a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil into your dressing, add a side of steamed beets, or sprinkle a little turmeric on your dinner? Ask yourself, how are you going to start healing and supporting your body's ultimate chemical factory tonight? Keep learning, keep experimenting, and hey, take care of that incredible liver of yours.